Trip through Houston, Chicago for a day, then Philadelphia 4-3, 4 extra innings games, and now they begin this rugged stretch. John Schneider's team taking on the Boston Red Sox, who until a couple of losses the last 2 days against the A's had been unbelievably hot. A 32-5 stretch. One of the reasons why Wilyer Abreu, the American League Player of the Week, as was announced today for his numbers last week. Cedar Rafaela is having a very good year. Wilson Contreras is always dangerous, but kind of like the Blue Jays last year, it's a lot of the complimentary guys. When they need a hit, they get a hit. They've just been finding a way to win games. Jameson Taillon on the mound as a Blue Jay for the second time.
Taillon is a 34-year-old right-hander. After the Pirates DFA'd him, they made a trade for him to come and pitch in a Blue Jays uniform. This is his second start. As you noted, the first one was at Houston. He went 4 innings, allowing 3 runs. It was a home run against Jose Altuve, a 3-run third inning before the Blue Jays were able to come from behind to win that ball game.
Nick Sogard, the shortstop, will lead it off and take a fastball a little bit upstairs for ball 1. And with the roof open here tonight, they opened it about 45 minutes ago. It has turned into a nice night. This ball game in this homestand underway. Fouled back, 1-1. This has got to be a special night for Jameson Taillon, as I'm sure most people know by now, but it's a good story that bears repeating. Both of his parents born in Canada, and as many people know, Jameson Taillon has pitched for Canada twice in the WBC. He has pitched at Rogers Center several times before, but never as a Blue Jay, and I would think this is a pretty cool night for him. Ahead of Sogard, 1-2. And a changeup misses down and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Taillon got some swing and miss on all 6 of his pitches in that last start. The velo was good early, but he was scattering the ball a little bit too much, so we'll look to see if he can't hone that in tonight.
Pretty good take there by Sogard on a cutter down and in. It's full.
4-seamer, sinker. He'll use that cutter. He'll also have a sweeper, the changeup, and a curveball. So many options, and he'll use a lot of them to both sides of the plate.
And he misses away. A leadoff walk to Sogard.
Defensively for John Schneider's club as they get home after a very busy week. Jesus Sanchez gets the start in left. Brett Bateman, the new Blue Jay, gets the start in center field. Nathan Lucas in right. And on the infield from left to right, Charles McAdoo was called up. He'll get the start at third base. Jimenez at short. Josh Smith gets the start at second base. Vladdy at first, and Brandon Valenzuela is behind the plate.
Number 2 hitter for the Red Sox, Cedar Rafaela, reaches for it and pops it up shallow right field, and in comes Lucas, who had just an outstanding series in Philadelphia, Joe, offensively and defensively.
Nice first pitch too. You get a hitter like Rafaela to expand. Nathan Lucas was doing it in the field. He was doing it with his arm. He was doing it on the base pass with his bat. What a week it was for Nathan.
1 on, 1 out, and now here again the reigning American League Player of the Week, Wilyer Abreu, the club leader, or second on the team rather, in home runs with 20. Got an OPS of almost 800. Just in, ball 1. Abreu went 7 for 16, 3 home runs, 9 RBIs last week to claim the weekly award in the American League. Close but no, and it's 2-0. Walks not generally an issue for Taillon. The problem for him this year has been the home run ball. 80 innings pitched, the vast majority of those with the Cubs, obviously, and he has surrendered 26 home runs. That'll catch the corner. 2-1. He has been a Pirate, a Yankee, a Cub. Tommy John surgery twice. Hernia surgery that cost him a year. And he is, as the runner is going to break that ball in the dirt, and good anticipation there by Sogard. It didn't bounce that far away, but it was enough for him to take off.
It's a good read by a base runner. You're reading the trajectory of the pitch, and you see Valenzuela's upset because this is a blockable ball. You have to block this baseball and keep it right in front of you, but it clips off of the catcher's mitt, and that's why as catchers you want to bury that mitt inside between your legs so that it's part of your body.
It goes as a wild pitch on Tyone. Runner at second, one out, and the 3-1 to Abreu is high, ball 4. The second walk given up in the inning by Jamison Tyone. So the Red Sox with an early threat. These two teams met about 2.5 weeks ago at Fenway. The Red Sox took 2 out of 3. On the season, though, the Blue Jays are actually leading the season series with Boston 6-3. The Blue Jays beat up on the Red Sox early when Boston was really struggling. There was a point in June where the Red Sox had the worst record in the American League.
And they looked like it.
Yes.
They looked like the worst team in baseball, and now they've done a 180.
They've had a 15-game winning streak and a 9-game winning streak. And this guy is a big reason why. Look at the numbers on a Wilson Contreras this season. Although the Blue Jays did a nice job against him at Fenway a couple of weeks ago. That's in there. 1-1. That two-seamer running a little bit in on Contreras, who does crowd the plate a little bit, but Tyone got in there. And that is ball 2. Just low, I believe, is the call from Charlie Ramos, and no early challenge here for Brandon Valenzuela. And looked like he would have been successful had he challenged it.
He's been all around the plate, that's for certain.
Popped up foul and headed out of play right side, 2-2.
The misses have not been as big as what we saw in his first start as a Blue Jay early on here anyway, despite the couple of walks. Looks like Contreras is going to need a new piece of lumber.
The Red Sox, that 15-game winning streak we talked about, matched the longest in franchise history. And obviously franchise history for a team like the Red Sox goes back a ways. And then 27-3 in their last 30 is the best they've ever had in a 30-game stretch. That was until their losses the last 2 days to the A's. So they're actually coming in here on a little mini 2-game losing streak after that remarkable 30-game stretch. The 2-2 pitch. Got him to chase. 2 down.
Really slowed it up that time after the cutters and sinkers and four-seamers. He goes to the curveball, a slower variation with big break.
Strikeouts are brought to you by Subway. Get 25% off any footlong on game days. Order in the Subway app using code STRIKEOut. Now can he get out of it? The batter is the DH, Masataka Yoshida. Yoshida, a .273 hitter on the season, was not in the lineup yesterday or the day before, was out of the lineup with an illness. Apparently the Red Sox have had a little thing going around the clubhouse. Contreras missed games Thursday and Friday with it, but both back in there tonight. Inside edge, 1-1.
Saw him use that cutter in on the lefties a little bit more in his first start, more than he usually does. That start against the Astros.
At second, Sogard. At first, Abreu. 2 down. Curveball drops in for a strike. 1-2.
Upstairs maybe with a four-seamer after 2 slow pitches. Good idea.
He tried, got it in on him rather than up, and the only place that ball can go is foul, way foul right side into the upper deck before it drops down below.
And what that can do after the 2 slower pitches is you speed him up right there. He had to really speed up to get to that fastball at the top of the zone. That's a weakness, that area for Yoshida, but now does he go back soft to try to put him away? More of a setup pitch. Doubled up.
No chase. 2-2. to first. Guerrero's got it, makes the play unassisted. And Tyone pitches out of trouble after a couple of walks. Nothing across for the Red Sox.
Get your podcasts.
Bottom one, no score. And a look at the Blue Jays lineup, and some good news as George Springer is back in there. Did not start the last two games. Some tightness in his left shoulder. He's in there. Guerrero's in there. Some newcomers, as we mentioned, in Bateman and Smith. Charles McAdoo is back for the minors. He is in there tonight. A lot to talk about. It was a busy day pregame. Meeting guys, catching up on stories, information, and now they'll face a guy they have seen a couple of times before. And last time out, Joe, the Blue Jays had some very good success against Sonny Gray.
They did. He went 5 innings, but 5 runs on 10 hits. George Springer took him deep. It was a 5-run third inning back on July the 25th, and it all came after 2 outs. He had to throw 33 pitches in that inning. But Sonny Gray is a good one. 14-2 at that 2.78 ERA. That's good for 6th in the American League right now, and he's coming off 6 shutout innings against the Chicago White Sox, and the sweeper was sweeping. Got 9 swings and misses on that pitch.
Not overpowering at all, but a guy who really, really knows what he's doing and can really mix up his pitches. Nathan Lucas leading it off and takes a strike. Lucas at 270 on the season. Again, some big moments in the Phillies series. The 15-pitch at bat Friday night wound up with a base hit. The 2-run homer in extra innings Saturday. And then throwing out a runner yesterday that extended the game. They didn't wind up winning the game, but he gave them a chance. It would have been over had he not thrown out that runner at the plate. And just a great 3 days for Lucas.
The person that is most appreciative of that throw that we watched is the catcher, because when you give the catcher a nice long hop, Nathan threw that ball low on a line, but it was a perfect one hop, not a short hop for the catcher. Those are the ones when you have to try to pick it cleanly, and that can alter your tag. But he gave Kirk plenty of time to catch it, block the plate, and apply the tag.
He lifts a fly ball to shallow right center, and over is Abreu to make the catch. So that'll bring up Brett Bateman, one of the 2 players the Blue Jays got in the deal with the Cubs for Kevin Gausman. And I know just about everybody probably saw or has heard about the double off Zach Wheeler, the first pitch he saw in the big leagues in 3 games in Philly. He went 3 for 14, a double, 2 singles, 2 walks, a couple of runs scored. And he finds himself hitting at or near the top of the order for the 3rd time in 4 games. You and I weren't on the road trip, so we're meeting these guys for the first time today, and we walked up to Brett and I asked him what the last week has been like, and he didn't expect to get traded. He didn't expect to get called up when he did. He didn't expect to face a guy like Zach Wheeler in his first ever game, as he slashes it foul. And then he has now hit first, second, and second in his last 3 games, hitting up at the top of the order. And as we found out today, not only had he never been to Canada before the plane landed last night, he had never left the United States before last night. He said, I flew over Canada on the way to Alaska once, but I've never been to Canada.
Wasn't sure if that counted.
Yeah. So when the plane touched down last night, his first time ever here in Canada, ever here in Toronto, and very excited about the opportunity that he is getting and hoping to make the most of it. and the Blue Jays as well. They will obviously be in the market for the center fielder next year, and they are hoping Brett Bateman can be that guy.
Yeah, and after all of that, Dan, guess what? You get Sonny Gray here in your debut as a Blue Jay at home. And he knows that it's going to be an audition. Anytime you get to the big leagues, you're trying to impress.
Bateman, for those seeing him for the first time, not a power guy, a very good contact hitter. He'll take a walk, a line-to-line guy, a very good center fielder, and a guy with a lot of speed as well. Just outside, a close take, and it's full.
Very unique stance. His front foot is actually quite open, and when I asked him about that today, it says sometimes he gets a little too closed off if he starts squared up, so it allows his hands a little bit of freedom. See him open up right there, yes, but he's going to load up and coil and hang and hover.
Oh, we got a challenge coming from behind the plate. Right now it's ball 4.
The ball, the catcher is challenging.
This closer look is brought to you by Specsavers, and that'll be strike 3.
Strike for strike 3. Boston has 2 challenges remaining.
And a part of the book on Bateman, if you will, is he does not chase very much, but every now and again maybe he takes a little bit too often. I mean, that's a 50-50 pitch, a borderline pitch, but he takes it for strike 3.
And this game is for the young kids that are pitchers that aren't hard throwers. Watch Sonny Gray pitch. He manipulates the baseball, he changes speeds, he moves it around. Not overpowering at all, but he is tough to square up.
2 down and the base is empty for Vladimir Guerrero Jr., who hit a home run off Sonny Gray at Fenway back on June 18th. He hit his 7th home run of the season on Friday night in Philadelphia. Still looking for number 1 here at Rogers Center this year. You can see even in a year where it has not been a great one for Guerrero, he has hit the Red Sox very hard. And he's popped it up. Siegler, the second baseman, makes the catch, and it's a 3 up 3 down, bottom of the 1st.
Get ready.
Lucas came through with some clutch hits, capped off by that dramatic 11th inning go-ahead home run, while also delivering on some game-changing catches and throws from the outfield. Now, Lucas's throw, where he recorded an out in a potential game-winning run at home in the bottom of the 11th for an inning-ending double play, was his team-leading 7th outfield assist of the season. That's tied for 4th most among AL outfielders. He's the most underrated player in the league, John Schneider told me, in large part because of the big names on our roster. Quote, he's very reliable and very consistent, and that rubs off on some guys, even those who are already established. Now, Lucas plays with a chip on his shoulder from all the time he spent in the minors, guys, and that's what drives him. And for a Blue Jays team grinding to stay in the wild card conversations, it is exactly the kind of gritty performance that can help keep their season alive. Guys,
Hazel, thank you. If they are going to be successful over the last couple of months of the season, it doesn't look like they're going to blow people away. It's got to be kind of these grinded out gritty wins, and Nathan Lucas seems to specialize in those kinds of moments.
It's those types of players like Lucas. This is a guy was a late bloomer, and he knows why he is here right now. It's because he has proven himself, but it's taken a long time for big league people to believe in him, and maybe plays with a little bit of a chip on his shoulder, but you know what? That's just fine. Whatever works for you.
Caleb Durbin, the third baseman for the Red Sox, leading off the top of the 2nd. Another reason why they have done better of late. After 2 ice cold months, he's been really good the last couple as he stays alive here. He was hitting 152 at the end of May, but he's been a hot hitter since. He's driven in 10 runs in his last 7 games. A very good defensive third baseman, and has become a pretty big part of the Red Sox success. 1-2, a swing and a miss, and Taillon has his 2nd strikeout of the night.
I think we might see Jameson Taillon spinning the baseball a little bit more like he is already early on here. That's a very good sweep and breaking ball down and away.
One down, and here's Jarren Duran, a guy who brings an 0 for 14 against Tyone in his career into this game tonight. The appeal by Valenzuela, and I don't know if it was ever granted down to third, so, or was it called at the plate? I must have missed that. Called at the plate, and it's 0-1 on Duran.
I was going to say, do you have to ask more nicely?
I didn't. Yeah. Swing and a miss. 0-2.
Throw it again, right? I mean, that's one thing when you're calling a game. You don't necessarily have to pitch around this and be careful. This is where you can rush the outcome and go right after him, but go right after him with another breaking ball. Two big aggressive hacks, but not close.
Tried.
Good idea.
Bounced it in, ball one. At this point of Tyone's career, he A, has the experience, and B, knows his stuff is not what it was when he came up as a first-round pick. He's got to pitch.
Yeah, and I think that's why we might see a little bit more spin like we are here early.
Too high to get any kind of chase there. 2-2. And a ground ball out to second to his left. Josh Smith, one of the newcomers, makes the play. 2 down. So Tyone gets the first two. Mentioned that he's got Canadian roots. We talked about both of his parents born in Canada. His mom born here in Toronto. His dad was born in a little town called St. Andrews West in Ontario. It's up near Cornwall. They met while they were both students at the University of Toronto. But his dad's work took the family to the U.S. And Jameson was, here's a challenge. Stand by.
Call on the field is ball. The catcher is challenging.
And that's going to be an unsuccessful challenge, and you could see, even with the mask on, the look on Valenzuela's face. He just seems a little bit between with this part of the game. He's had some struggles in this area this year.
Well, and especially early in the game, you have to understand going out to catch the second inning, what's important here and what's not. This isn't important, the 0 pitch.
Fly ball left field. But it's not going to hurt Tyone. Sanchez the catch. Will finish the Tyone Canadian root story in an inning or so, but he's off to a nice start here tonight. Well, after the roof was closed early on here today, it opened up less than an hour before first pitch, and this bird's eye view on this nice night is being provided by WestJet, the official airline of the Toronto Blue Jays. The first game of 7 on this homestand, 4 against the Red Sox, 3 against the Yankees. Then the Blue Jays go on the road, 3 against the Rays and 3 in the Bronx, the Yankees again. And it seemed like, you know, kind of the game plan or the thought process when we talked to people before the game was hang around, stay afloat for these next 2 weeks. They're playing the 3 best teams in the league by record, the Rays, the Yankees, and the Red Sox. After that, the only teams they play, and why is Charlie Ramos out from behind the plate?
Got a baseball out in center field.
Got a ball on the field. Yep, ball on the field. After this 2-week stretch, they only play teams immediately ahead of them in the wild card race and teams who are out of contention.
And we know that the teams ahead of them in the wild card race, they're nothing special in this American League this year.
George Springer did not start the last couple of games, as we mentioned. Left shoulder tightness. Did do a little bit of hitting in Philadelphia yesterday, and it sounded like from John Schneider before the game they just needed a couple of days to kind of let it quiet down a little bit. He did pinch run in both games, but as the games went into extra innings, he was lifted for a pinch hitter when that spot came up again. 0-2.
There's that sweeper we talked about. You see how sharp and late breaking that pitch is, especially when he gets ahead in the count 0-1. That looks like it's right there. You go to swing and it ends up down on the way out of the zone, and all George can do is tip it foul.
Lifts a fly ball to right, but there's room out there for Abreu. And the first out. Nothing Sonny Gray does is going to blow you away, except it's going to be in and out and up and down and faster and slower and just kind of keep you from getting it on the sweet spot.
Yeah, and I think when you're facing pitchers like Sonny, he's not going to walk many. So what you can do is think about attacking him early, because if he's going to be near the middle of the zone early, you're teeing off.
One down, and here's Jesus Sanchez playing left, batting fifth, and the club leader in OPS on the season. Jesus Sanchez, who has certainly had his ups and downs, has had his issues in the field, but the offensive numbers are pretty good. That's 755 OPS. As you can see, it's by weighted runs created plus, it's 10% better than league average. He's got the best OPS on the team.
And he leaves you wanting more, though, doesn't he? For me, when I watch him hit, we heard about his power when he came over in that trade, and I think John Schneider would like it too, is to see him take some shots a little bit more often, whether it's a first pitch, whether he gets himself into good hitters count. When I say take shots to hit for some power somewhere. Find the seats a little bit more, because it's there.
And that was the talk about him when he came over, is they knew what kind of the baseline was for him, but can they tap into more power? And I mean, he's been out for a while as well, but 8 home runs. We've seen him be basically the same hitter he's been in the past.
He seems to be reluctant to take that shot, maybe when it's there.
Somehow gets a piece of this, sends it down the left field line, but Jarren Duran races over to make the play. 2 down.
Nice job by Duran as that ball is slicing away from him. This is a very, very good Boston Red Sox outfield. One of the best in baseball. Rafaela and Abreu, both Gold Glovers in center and right, but Duran holds his own in left as well. Ball slicing away from him, but knowing right where the wall is too.
2 down for Andres Jimenez, another guy who had a great series in Philadelphia. He drove in 6 runs in the 3 games. Also made some great defensive plays. He's hitting .327 in his last 14 games. A roller down to first. Contreras has it, and Gray has retired the first 6 in a row here tonight.
Welcome back to Rogers Center, where I'm taking a stroll here in one of the historic installations just outside of the left field of the Rogers Center, and this is a part of all of the 50-year celebrations that have been happening all season long. Now, the first 15,000 fans today got their hands on one of these back-to-back replica statues, as last month the Toronto Blue Jays unveiled the back-to-back World Series statue just outside of the Rogers Center. Now, don't worry, the celebrations are going to continue on August 29th as the team will officially open up the Hall of Excellence. It's going to be an emotional and exciting day that you're going to want to be a part of, so make sure you mark it in your calendars, and we'll hopefully see you here. Dan?
Maria, thank you. It's going to be a great day. Buck Martinez will become the 12th member of the soon-to-be renamed Hall of Excellence. Buck and his wife Arlene will be up here, and I know they'll bring some close friends and people from his present and past in and around the Blue Jays organization. It's going to be a wonderful day here at Rogers Center. No score, top 3. Appeal down to first, no swing, and it's ball 1 on Connor Wong, the catcher. Tomorrow night, when we talk about the catcher for the Red Sox, there's a very good chance we are going to say Adley Rutschman. The longtime Baltimore Oriole was acquired by the Red Sox at the deadline. He's been on the IL, was when they traded for him just a few days ago. Wrist inflammation. He played in a couple of rehab games, flew here with the team, had a workout day today. And from the sounds of things, Joe, there's an excellent chance that 3-time All-Star and noted Blue Jays tormentor Adley Rutschman will be in the lineup tomorrow.
I was just about to say, when are you going to add this isn't great news at all, Blue Jays fans?
It's really not.
Connor Wong has done a lot of the catching for Sonny Gray. That may have delayed this one more day, but Adley Rutschman will be protected. Chad Tracy talked about maybe easing him into. Won't probably catch 3 days in a row to begin. But he was a good one. Switch hitter from both sides of the plate. I was shocked. Were you surprised when you heard that name in this deadline? I was shocked.
Within the division, too,
yes.
right? A guy of this significance. He's got one more year until he's eligible to become a free agent. Swing and a miss. Wong strikes out. Number 3 for Tyone.
Good fastball from Wong right there. Just blew it right by him. 4-seam grip.
You know, one other thing about the Rutschman deal, as you get another look at the strikeout pitch that I found interesting, we all know how hesitant teams are to give up their top prospects. I mean, you really have to work to get top prospects. And if I read this right, the Red Sox gave up 3 of their top 5. Number 2, number 3, number 5. They kept number 1, a shortstop, Franklin Arias, who may be up later this year, and he's going to be a great player by all accounts. But they gave up 3 of their top 5 prospects in the deal to get Rutschman. That tells you, you know, how much the front office, which has been heavily criticized by Red Sox fans, pushed their chips into the middle of the table and said, we believe in this team. Yeah,
it was a little bit of a diversion from what we've been seeing and hearing from the Red Sox over the last couple of years. And of course, a lot of it goes back to the Betts days and allowing players to leave. And then it was the Devers thing and Bregman. We talked at length about that stuff. But then you start looking at a team, they're not protecting prospects. They're kind of putting the chips in and going for it.
Ground ball to second. Right at Smith. Out number 2. And Tyone is now set down 7 in a row after a couple of walks in the first inning. Got through kind of most of his story, but mentioned work took his dad down to the U.S. So Jameson was actually born in Lakeland, Florida, but a lot of family up here. So young Jameson and the family would come back to visit the grandparents here in Toronto, and this was the ballpark that he would go to see games when he was a kid. And yeah, he's, you know, in his mid-30s, a grizzled major league veteran. But again, this is probably a pretty cool night for him.
Has to be. Yeah, absolutely. And you wonder even all throughout his career if he wondered if he'd end up in a Blue Jay uniform at some point.
This will back up Charles McAdoo. The long throw across the diamond. It's a good one, but it's not in time. And it'll be an infield hit for Cedar Rafaela, who possesses very good speed.
Well, as soon as this ball was chopped in the direction of McAdoo, you knew it was going to be trouble. He backed up to get the good hop. By doing that, now he's throwing from his heels a little bit. Did all that he could do, but it was the speed of Rafaela that beat him. The only thing different for a third baseman is as soon as you see that hop in front of the plate, come and get it because of the speed of the hitter.
McAdoo, by the way, a late add into the lineup. Kazuma Okamoto was scratched a couple of hours before the game. If you were watching the game yesterday, you may remember that foul ball off the inside of his left knee, and Okamoto obviously still in some discomfort. McAdoo was recalled from Buffalo today. Davis Schneider has been optioned to the Bisons. Okamoto just a day-to-day thing at this point. Here's Wilyer Abreu.
Keep an eye on Rafaela over there with good speed. He will run. He's been caught several times as well. But you do have the hole on the right side for the right-handed hitting Abreu as well.
A little bit high, and Tyone falls behind 2-0. He walked Abreu in the first. The curveball's popped up. Should be an easy play for McAdoo, and he makes the catch. And another good inning for Jameson Tyone. Make the most of summer with the Sportsnet Plus City TV Plus bundle. Catch live Blue Jays action plus must-watch series from top networks like Bravo, HGTV, and Food Network, all in one place. Bundle today at sportsnetplus.ca. A nice warm night here in Toronto. The roof open, no score, bottom 3. Dan Schulman, Joe Siddall, Hazel May, glad you are with us. And here's Charles McAdoo to lead off the bottom of the 3rd. Sonny Gray 6 up, 6 down so far. McAdoo has been on an absolute tear at AAA Buffalo. He was just named International League Player of the Week. He went 13 for 28 last week. That's a .464 average with 4 home runs. That has earned him a return trip, his second time up with the Blue Jays. And again, Davis Schneider going the other way was optioned to Buffalo today. McAdoo can play third, first, a little bit of second. John Schneider even threw the concept of him being in the outfield out there today. The Red Sox will start lefties each of the next 3 days. Doesn't sound like he's going to sit on the bench very much in the next few days.
Outfield being the third option after the corner infield spots, but he's going to have to really stay in there. Gray will stay away with most of his pitches like that to righties. That swing, much like the first pitch, the foul ball. Aside from the sinker that Sonny Gray will come inside on righties with once in a while, it's going to be away with that other stuff. So if McAdoo's going to be leaking early with that front side, he'll have all kinds of trouble with a veteran righty like Gray.
Dribbles it foul. So do you, if you are thinking he's going to pitch you away, does that necessarily mean you're thinking about hitting it to the opposite field, or are those two different things?
It's about staying on the ball a little longer. My point is, I think this is the style of McAdoo's hitting. You can get away with that in a lot of places, especially AAA, as you mentioned, in those wonderful numbers that we saw. You get up here and they see that. I'm just watching it right now and seeing it. Can you imagine if they're watching video in their meetings before they prepare for this series, when Sonny Gray is watching this young man hit? Going away again.
To center field, Rafaela is there to make the play.
So there's that sweeper down in the zone again. So you're going soft away, soft down, everything, because he's leaving early. So you want to keep it down and you want to keep it away from him.
And that's just his natural turn, his natural
It looks
swing.
like his natural swing, but again, we'll see over a much larger sample. But at the big league level, they're going to execute. They make mistakes. Absolutely, they make mistakes up here, but they'll execute a little bit more often.
Josh Smith making his first appearance at Rogers Center as a Blue Jay. He came over from Texas, one of the 2 players the Blue Jays got for Adam Macko. Smith has had a tough year this year and an injury-plagued year, but last year and the year before had very nice years for the Rangers. He is a super utility guy, more infield than outfield, but he has made starts at 7 positions in his big league career. Hit a home run Friday in Philadelphia.
Trying to find that stroke back that he had with the Rangers at one point. Cody Atkinson was their minor league director of hitting at the time. Actually, he's in the big leagues too, was he not? And you know, maybe being reunited with Cody, that he can get with Josh a little bit and find that stroke back.
And look at the movement on the 2-seamer. Ran it back over the plate to strike him out.
This is not exactly where Gray wanted to make this pitch. He probably wanted to get in there a little more, but still pretty well located. Look at the glove. It's in off the plate. So he wants Sonny's visual to be in off the plate, knowing it's going to come back. It comes back, but it's still just a baseball on the inside part of the plate. Perfectly executed.
Leading the American League in wins with 14, as you mentioned earlier, 6th in the American League in ERA coming into the game tonight. Number 9 hitter is Brandon Valenzuela, and he will take a strike. The Red Sox in the second wild card spot right now in the American League, a game and a half behind the Yankees, 5.5 ahead of Texas. The Rangers are in the 3rd spot, and that is the team 3.5 ahead of the Blue Jays. Blue Jays trying to run down the Rangers and several others in the coming weeks. Well, he's got a good curveball too. Ahead 1-2. This is lifted to right center field. A long run for Abreu, and it'll bounce between him and Rafaela. And Valenzuela is at second with the first Blue Jays hit of the night.
Sinker on the inside part of the plate, much like what he struck out Josh Smith with. You see those fingers along the seams, comes back a little bit more, and Brandon does not give up on that one. He's able to barrel it in the gap.
A 2-out double, and back to the top of the order for Nathan Lucas. Hit a fly ball to right his first time up. Takes a strike, 0-1.
Great sign from Valenzuela there. You know, you're on deck and you see what Sonny Gray just did to Josh Smith. And for a young hitter like Valenzuela to pick that up, you're going up there understanding he may do this. You really have to hang in there and stay in there on that inside part, and he did.
Sent foul left side into the camera well just beyond the third base dugout. 0-2. You just can't guess an area of the strike zone with Sonny Gray.
Yeah, you can think in because he likes to use that cutter in or that sinker swing back, but then he can go away with a backdoor breaker. So many different shapes and variations of it.
When we walked into the clubhouse today, one of the things that we noticed right away is Nathan Lucas's locker is in a different place than it was. Dalton Varsho was traded, and Dalton Varsho was beside George Springer because they are very, very close, like brothers. And it looks like maybe George was looking around for a new roommate and tapped Lucas on the shoulder. Obviously, this was decided before they got back as he hits another foul ball in and around the third base dugout. But Lucas, instead of being way down there towards the back left part of the clubhouse as we walked in, he's right up front alongside George, and I'm guessing it was George who said, I want that guy. So that's a compliment to Nathan Lucas, right?
Well, he won't have to talk much.
No.
George takes care of that part. There he is right there having fun.
Did not go on the appeal down to third, and it's 2-2. Lucas joked. He said, yeah, I used to be downtown. Now I moved out to the suburbs. Next door neighbors with George.
Lucas fouled a ball. He lined one into that Blue Jays dugout. George is getting ready for the next one.
Yeah.
Protecting you, DeMarlo.
And a grounder down to first, backhanded by Contreras. Great covering. The Valenzuela double is stranded. It's scoreless at the end of 3.
Welcome back. Jameson Taillon back out here for the top of the 4th inning. And Dan and Joe talked about his Canadian ties. And he told me his grandmother lived in downtown Toronto for many, many years. And Taillon spent many summers visiting her. And while he was visiting her, he would attend countless Blue Jays games. So he said he has fond memories of the city and making the trek and enjoying Center Island. So putting on a Blue Jays uniform, he said, was very exciting for him and his career, but more so for his family and extended family as well. Dan.
Hazel, thank you. He may be the first Blue Jay I can remember who, when acquired by the team, said, yeah, I used to go to Center Island as a kid. That's not something you hear a lot from most of the guys. But
definitely
again,
wasn't Brett Bateman.
No, that's true.
Brett may have flown over it.
Yeah. Brett Bateman's first time in Canada last night when the plane landed. Jameson Taillon probably feeling like he's in his second home. Off to a good start tonight. 3 innings, 1 infield hit, 2 walks, both in the first, 3 strikeouts. And it'll be the cleanup hitter Wilson Contreras to lead it off for the Red Sox. Down and away for ball 1. It looked for a while, I'm sorry, Joe, like the Blue Jays might run a 6-man rotation. Remember, John Schneider talked about that, and then that very night is when Trey Yesavage came up with a knee injury. Yesavage in Dallas today. seeing a knee specialist. It is known that it is a meniscus injury. Whether it is serious enough to require a procedure of some kind has not. It wasn't known a couple of hours ago, maybe announced after the game. Ground ball left side. McAdoo ranging to his left, makes a good play. So perhaps news after the game tonight or tomorrow about the status of Yesavage, but if there's any kind of a procedure, it's already August 10th. You wonder if that means his season is coming to an end, and on a number of levels it's a shame. You would have loved for him to get another 30-40 innings this year and just continue to compete and to learn and to build up that inning count for next year, but that is unknown at this time.
And that's what it's really all about for a guy like Yesavage, whose season got started a little bit late. You want to build up that bulk. You want to see him make a lot of those starts, because you have a good one or two, then you might have a bad one. So what do you got to do? You have to help self-correct. You got to help yourself a little bit. Get that work done between starts. So we've seen him going through those little blips, and I think it's a great thing for his development, because that's only going to help him in the future. But that's the part you won't get to experience if he does not return.
A strike of the bell, 2-1 on Yoshida. So the 5-man rotation, at least for the time being, in no particular order, will just go in the order in which they're pitching this turn. Taillon, Dylan Cease, Jose Soriano, Max Scherzer, and Shane Bieber. That is the 5-man rotation. Spencer Arrighetti could emerge as an option if that nerve issue in his right foot can be calmed down. There's Arrighetti, that's ball 4. Told me among the things that they are trying right now, he was telling me about the issue, and it's between the third and the fourth toe, and it's a nerve issue that causes him some discomfort. It's in his right foot. And I said, are you an orthotics guy? And he goes, I am going to be in a couple of hours. They had him fitted for orthotics, and they're trying all kinds of things. He's already had one cortisone shot, wants to avoid another one if possible. But most of all, he just wants to pitch. Ground ball weakly hit to third, but it's foul. You know, you get traded to a new team, and yes, you were on the IL when they got you, but you just want to get healthy and start proving to your new teammates, hey, I can help you guys.
You sure do. It's much like we're talking about the hitters, Josh Smith and Bateman coming over in trades. You're trying to make a good first impression with your new team. You know you're on a new team that has their backs up against the wall here late in the season because of the bed that they've made that they're sleeping in right now.
Durbin trying to bunt for a base hit. It's a good one. Will it go foul? It will. Good decision by McAdoo to wait that one out.
Most times the bunt off the bat of a right-handed batter, drag bunting like that, has rotation of that on the baseball. Right here, you know you're not throwing them out. It's a perfect bunt, so all you can do is let it go, and you see that rotation just going a little bit from fair toward foul territory. Good decision by McAdoo.
So a couple of strikes now on Caleb Durbin. Yoshida the lead at first, 1 out. And this one's popped up back of the plate. Valenzuela may have room. He does. 2 down.
Not an ideal pitch by Taillon, but he will take it. Sometimes those breaking balls that back up and stay at the top of the zone work out just fine. In that case, indeed it did.
So now Jarren Duran the batter. Duran grounded out his first time up. And he's popped it up. It's playable in foul territory for Guerrero. And how about Jameson Taillon? 4 scoreless innings so far here tonight.
No matter where you are here at the Rogers Center, there's a great view of the game. I made my my way down here to Heinz Club 328, where you're not only steps away from the outfield, but you're surrounded by a great atmosphere. Now, earlier I mentioned August 29th, the day the Blue Jays will open up the Hall of Excellence, but that day just got 3 times better. The first 15,000 fans through the gates will get their hands on this right here. It is the Buck Martinez bobblehead, which celebrates his entire career from player to manager to, of course, the voice we all love as the broadcaster. So make sure you grab your tickets if you haven't yet and come on down, because it's going to be a day you are not going to want to miss. Dan, I'm getting excited just talking about it.
Can't wait. Everybody is looking forward to it. I get asked about it almost daily. How's Buck? When is Buck coming to Toronto? When is the day? August 29th, Seattle, the Saturday. It's going to be great.
What a unique bobblehead, too.
Yeah.
Is that any good?
That is cool. Maria staying locked in, by the way, with Wilyer Abreu literally feet behind her, tossing a souvenir baseball into the stands. No score, bottom 4. Here's Brett Bateman, his second at bat of the night, struck out in the first. Bateman was an 8th round pick by the Cubs in 2023 out of the University of Minnesota. And here are his numbers at AAA this year. The vast majority of these are with the Cubs AAA affiliate. He only played in 2 games at Buffalo before he got called up. But overall hit .311 this year, 3 home runs, 62 walks in 84 games, a .429 on base percentage. Again, he can work a count. He can make contact. Line to line guy. Line drive left field. Some pretty good contact here, but Duran the catch. This is moments ago. Jameson Taillon saying something to John Schneider. And Pete Walker's on the phone, and Jose Ministral is with Taillon. So is Taillon done? Is he having a physical issue?
Something certainly up. It looks like Woods Richardson is getting ready to come into this ball game.
Woods Richardson was just recalled today. They needed a fresh arm. The bullpen has been heavily taxed in recent days with all of those extra innings games. But if this is something, and it looks like it is, this is unfortunate. A team that has just been dealing with injuries the entire season. And now, is there something going on with Taillon? And you would think there is, with Woods Richardson up in the pen.
You feel good. You've got Cease going tomorrow, Soriano the next day, but this was the day that, and of course that's why Woods Richardson is here. But boy, Jameson Taillon was cruising along here in this start. Looked like he was headed to pitch 6 innings tonight.
A little bit low, and it's 3-0 on Guerrero, who popped up his first time up. Gray fell behind him 2-0, and then threw one down the heart of the plate, but Guerrero popped it up, couldn't square it up. Takes the strike here, 3-1. I wonder, in all seriousness, what the longest stretch is this year between somebody leaving a game with an injury or worse than that, going on the IL. Just something going on. It feels like it's never been more than a few days.
It's really too bad. You've got 2 veteran pitchers going at it here tonight, and very different resumes, of course, Sonny Gray and Jameson Taillon, but they're both doing it in very similar manners when I'm watching them pitch. The way they're attacking righties, where they're kind of staying away. They'll sneak a sinker in once in a while, but lots of spin away. Lefties, they'll cut it in, but they'll backdoor the breaking ball.
Guerrero grounds one out to short. Sliding stop by Sogard, and safe at first as the throw bounced over in and out of the glove of Contreras, and Guerrero is aboard.
Well, Sogard did a great job getting to this baseball, but he made the decision to throw this ball on 1 hop to first base. He thought he would get there a little bit more quickly, but I don't think he got a lot on it, and Contreras just did not come up with that second hop cleanly. If he does, he's out. Vladdy's been nursing that hamstring, so he's not going all out, but Contreras just did not come up with the baseball.
It is scored an infield hit, and here's Springer, who lifted a fly ball to right in the second. A total of just 3 hits in the game, and 2 of them are infield hits. Rafaela an infield single, Guerrero an infield single, Brandon Valenzuela with a double, the only hit to the outfield so far in this game for either team. 0-2. On his way to second on a wild pitch by Gray.
Well, that will play after a couple of sinkers. Good read. Wong just does not get out far enough on one knee. Tries to just scoot over and it goes right under his arm. We saw that ball earlier tonight going off the glove of Brandon Valenzuela, and that's why you really want to become one with your catcher's mitt, your arms. You got to tuck it in tight.
1-2. Popped up right side, very shallow right field, and it'll be the second baseman Siegler to make the catch for the second out. So they're going to need something here from Jesus Sanchez. Sanchez with a fly ball to left in his one at bat. Hit him. I think he's down. It looked like it bounced in and hit him in the foot. The appeal to third, but he did not swing, so it's going to be a hit by pitch, and Sanchez will head down to first.
When you get a breaking pitch, you're picking up the spin as a left-handed hitter, and then you're thinking more about taking the pitch. That's why you end up leaving your foot there. Some people would say, why don't you move your foot? But you're thinking of holding up and not swinging, but it catches his left big toe.
Feeling it a little bit down at first. 2 on and 2 out. And here's a guy who's been pretty clutch for the Blue Jays in recent days, Andres Jimenez. Two days in a row, Saturday night and again yesterday, drove in 2 runs with a hit in the 8th inning of the game. A double on Saturday, a single yesterday. They won Saturday, they lost yesterday, but he's come up big in big moments recently. Good curveball, 1-1.
He threw him a couple breaking pitches that first at bat, and I don't doubt he'll keep at it. But this is where Guerrero, we talked about him nursing that hamstring a little bit. He has to make sure that he gets a really good secondary lead, gain as much ground as you can out there so that you can score on a base hit.
Healthy hack there, but it's fouled back, 1-2.
And now you'll see base coaches sometimes say 2 outs, 2 strikes, which means you're going on the swing. If you see the hitter attempt to swing the bat, take off. And that's what getting a good secondary lead is. Help yourself any way that you can.
Gray sets and deals. A little chip shot down the third baseline, dropping foul. Jimenez seemed to know on contact that ball was foul. He never left the box.
Sonny Gray seems pretty set on spinning the baseball against Jimenez. And we talked about that sweeper earlier. Opponents this season against his sweeper hitting 134 coming into this game.
Got another breaking ball. That one a curveball, fouled it off. At some point he might sense your sitting spin and then try that 2-seamer front hip that he Who did he strike out with that earlier tonight?
Josh Smith.
Josh Smith, yeah.
You're reading my mind, and you just wonder if you force Sonny into that, and maybe Jimenez is ready for it. He tees off on a fastball.
There it is. That's it. The two-seamer that runs back over the plate, and Gray gets Jimenez.
Good call. Thank you.
A couple of men left on, and it is indeed the end of the night for Tyone. Here comes Simeon Woods-Richardson.
Welcome back. Simeon Woods-Richardson now in the ball game. I'm currently waiting for an update on why Jameson Tyone made an early exit. Well, Woods-Richardson is a welcome arm. This is perhaps the most taxed John Schneider has seen his bullpen in years. They certainly have logged in a lot of innings. The bullpen has averaged nearly 5 innings of relief per night for a full week. Now, Schneider said guys are offering to pitch, but he wants to be smart about it. So Woods-Richardson is here. He is available for multiple innings tonight, according to Schneider. And at the time, he half-jokingly said maybe he'll pitch 5 innings. Sadly, guys, that might be the case tonight. Dan.
Yeah, in there a little bit earlier than they would have liked, especially the way Jameson Tyone was pitching. Again, Hazel will get us an update, get all of us an update as soon as possible, as soon as she hears something from the team on what it was that knocked Tyone out of the game. Woods-Richardson last pitched on Thursday, so he is on 3 days rest, but can still go multiple innings. First batter for him will be Anthony Siegler, the number 8 hitter. Hit a fly ball to left his first time up. To Hazel's point about the bullpen usage, Lázaro Estrada pitched in all 3 games in Philadelphia, and he was optioned down to Buffalo, not because he did anything wrong, because they needed a fresh arm, and he's got options. Braden Fisher and Spencer Miles have each pitched 2 days in a row. Brendan Little has pitched 5 of the last 7 days. Mason Fluharty has pitched 6 of the last 9 days. Short pitch counts for Fluharty, but still working 2 days out of every 3 for 9 days. And all these extra inning games, I mean, you can't forfeit. You got to throw somebody out there and go get them. And Schneider said repeatedly before the game today, one by one, the relievers walked into his office and said, I'm good to go. Yeah. And he had to use almost all of them. Little pop up in foul territory. McAdoo racing over. He's got it. Good play by Charles McAdoo.
Very nicely done by the Blue Jays third baseman. These are tricky plays because you figure McAdoo is just back up to the big leagues, not overly familiar with it here. He knows just how much room he has. You do know that you have a short padded wall with netting. I'm sure he was ready to jump into it if he had to, but well done.
One down, and now Connor Wong. He'll take a strike. Struck out against Tyone in the third. And this is day 11 of a stretch of 17 games in 17 days for the Blue Jays. That would not have been the case but for the rainout at Wrigley Field back in June, and the makeup game was Thursday. So instead of having a day off, they didn't have one on the road trip, and then again 4 out of the last 5 games going extra innings. It's just kind of the perfect storm of the bullpen being overused. Savage's injury, he leaves after a couple of innings. Like, just everything, so many things contributing to all of this bullpen use.
It was a wild week of Blue Jays baseball on the road, and I love the part where you said players are going in, relievers are going in to say, look, Skip, I can give you an inning today, whatever it takes. Players understand. Those guys down there in the bullpen know what's going on. They're watching every game just like we are, and they're understanding that there is a need. So if you're feeling pretty good and you've got an inning left in you, get out there and do it. Those are just trying times, but everyone knows, once again, the backs are against the wall here at this point in the season.
This is the 4th appearance with the Blue Jays this year for Woods-Richardson after they got him from Minnesota. And in the first 3, 10 innings and did not allow a run. Did have some walk issues, but did not give up any runs. Down and in, it's a full count. That's the splitter, which is a very important pitch for him. And if there's something going on with Tyone, Woods-Richardson may be pushed into the rotation. That's It's there. Throws him. Strike 3 call. So again, Tyone leaving after 4 innings. This is the last pitch that he threw in the top of the 4th. Durant pops it up in foul territory. Guerrero makes the catch. Tyone looks like he always looks, walking off the field. Little fist bump with Valenzuela. But obviously something was going on. If we carry it forward another couple of seconds, whisper something to Pete Walker as soon as he gets down the stairs. So
he
that's
felt
the
something.
moment. Yeah.
Felt something.
Lined into right center. This will be a base hit for Sogard. Bateman cuts it off and gets it back in a hurry to hold him to a single.
Woods Richardson will just be averaging around 92 with that fastball, and that was right there for Sogard, all over it.
And now Rafaela, 1 for 2 with an infield hit. Cedar Rafaela, an all-star this year, a gifted center fielder, and having his best offensive season this season. This is his 3rd full year in the big leagues. 15 home runs, 28 doubles among league leaders, 16 stolen bases. Good all-round season. Curveball low. And another one of the hot hitters lately in this Red Sox lineup. Didn't hit it hard. It's off the end of the bat, but it finds a home in center field. And that'll be a base hit. Up to second to go Sogard.
Slider from Woods Richardson. It's actually off the plate away, and Rafael is an aggressive hitter. He will swing at everything. Swings the bat a ton, and he cues this off the end of the bat. Not much you can do about that if you're the Blue Jays right-hander.
So a 2-out threat being mounted here by the Red Sox. First and second for Wilyer Abreu, their number 3 hitter. A walk and a pop out tonight. Ground ball to first. Guerrero's got it, and Woods Richardson gets out of it. No score through 4.5, and time now for an update with Jamie Campbell. Sign up to become a Rogers customer and watch for Canada's winning inning. When the Blue Jays get a hit, you could win exclusive 50th season prizes. Visit Rogers.com today. Nice night and big time homestand beginning tonight. 4 against the Red Sox, 3 against the Yankees. Once again, the American League East is the toughest division in baseball. The 3 best records in the American League all reside in the East. Tampa Bay, Boston, New York, or New York, Boston to put them in the proper order. How about the Rays? They're on another winning streak. They've won 6 in a row. They are 71-46. They have the 2nd best record in the major leagues behind only the Brewers. What about the Dodgers, you say? They've lost 8 out of 9. The Dodgers having real trouble scoring runs.
But they have Tarek Skubal.
They have Tarek Skubal now. And speaking of Skubal, how about the Tigers?
Yeah,
playing pretty well right now.
After selling.
Yeah, after selling.
2 of their top pitchers.
Right. They went 4-2 this week, not against the strongest competition, but went 4-2 this week. They're only a game out of the last wild card spot right now. Fly ball to right field, hit pretty well. Abreu going back, turning, watching, and it's gone. Opposite field home run for Charles McAdoo, his 2nd big league homer, and it's 1-0 Blue Jays.
Well, Dan, if you remember in his first at-bat, we talked about the way he opens up, and is he going to be able to handle a guy like Sonny Gray, who's staying mostly away to these right-handed batters? Well, guess what? He can cover the pitch away. from Gray out over. He opens up, and look at how he gets that ball deep and flicks it the other way. That is a big, strong young man right there.
So if you combine Major League and AAA, he has now homered in 5 consecutive games. He hit a home run in each of his last 4 for the Bisons. And if you've got power, they want to get a good look at you here right now.
That's
Again,
power.
That's power.
That's power. That's big boy power right there.
Again, just recalled today, Davis Schneider sent to Buffalo. Here's Josh Smith, who was called out on strikes in the 3rd. And a challenge. Wong didn't do it right away, but did it in time. And boy, that just nicked the bottom of the zone.
Strike. The count's 2-1. Boston has 2 challenges remaining.
So the Red Sox still with both remaining, and the count now 2-1 on Smith. Taken in, ball 3. Smith, originally a 2nd-round pick of the Yankees in 2019 out of LSU. But with Texas the last few years before the Blue Jays picked him up in the Adam Macko deal. Fouled that one off, and he's frustrated. I think he thinks it was low, and that would have been ball 4.
Pretty close. I think it's a little too tough to take. I think he got caught in between, and he's frustrated. But the good result is that it's fouled off, and he's still alive. Worst thing is you check swing like that, put in play right back to the pitcher.
He's at second base tonight. Ernie Clement's getting a day. Again, 17 games in 17 days. And John Schneider looking to get some of the regulars a day off their feet. Just every now and again, if they can. They've played a lot of baseball in the last few days. Ground ball to the left side and perfectly placed between 3rd and short for a base hit. Down to the field, and here's Hazel.
Dan, a Blue Jays official, has given me an update on Jameson Taillon. He was removed from tonight's game with right forearm discomfort. Of course, as we showed you, we didn't see any signs that Taillon was in discomfort at the end of the 4th, but he has been removed with right forearm discomfort, guys.
Hazel, thank you. Obviously not what you want to hear when it's something to do with the arm, and just his 2nd outing as a Blue Jay. Maybe more information on how serious it might be. Maybe testing, we don't know. But a shame for Jameson Taillon, who was pitching very well here tonight and was going to be counted upon for some pretty significant innings for this team.
Very disappointing to see him leave the game, and more disappointing to hear forearm. Let's just hope for the best that it's something minor.
2-0 on Brandon Valenzuela, who doubled in the 3rd. The Blue Jays have 1 run on the McAdoo home run. Got Smith at first, still nobody out. And a ground ball to the right side. Contreras has it. They get 1, but not 2. Gray, says Nestor Ceja, the first base umpire, was not on the bag, so Valenzuela beats it out.
Good job out of the box by Valenzuela. You know that this is a double play ball once Contreras makes the throw to second, getting down the line, trying to beat the pitcher there. I think the ball beat him, but Sonny just did not quite have his foot on the bag.
So a fielder's choice for Valenzuela, and now Connor Wong is going to give Sonny Gray a bit of a breather after he had to go over and cover first, and they'll have a little conversation about Nathan Lucas. Gives us a moment maybe to revisit. You can go back to the first at bat again. McAdoo, ball away a little bit, but hitting it out to the opposite field.
We talked about that first at bat, how he almost flies open a little bit with that front side, but when he does it, he still stays in there enough to catch that ball in a spot where he can still drive it with authority the other way. It's very impressive to me.
He is a man of few words, but a big smile there on his way back to the dugout. It must be nice for a hitter, whether it's a young guy like McAdoo or a veteran guy, to know he's got the power to do damage to the opposite field.
Boy, that must feel good.
You cannot relate?
There are a lot of hitters that would love to relate to that.
Lucas hits a ground ball. It's fair, and now they got Valenzuela hung up, and the throw goes into left field.
He's calling obstruction, but I'm not sure he's going to award him third base.
Obstruction on the defense, on Sogard, the shortstop. But because I believe Valenzuela had not yet possessed second base, had not yet gotten there, now the umpires are going to convene. I think John Schneider's asking the same question you are. If he obstructed him, should you award him another base? Would Valenzuela have had an opportunity to go to third? I think the answer realistically is no. He was not going to third.
The umpire did the right thing. You call the obstruction, and then once the play is done, you deem him no, he would not have been able to get there. And you can see Valenzuela got in the way of the throw here. That's why it got past. Oh, it looked like it nicked him right in the helmet.
Him.
Yes. So that's obstruction right there. But after the play is over, we, I think, can all agree that yes, he's not going to get to third base on it. Now, if that ball bounces off and it goes into the left field corner, that would be obstruction, and he'd be awarded the base if he didn't advance.
Well, I mean, Valenzuela's living a charmed life right now. That he made it to first, he made it to second, and he wasn't injured on that throw. Here's Bateman. Bateman goes after it. A swing and a foul off. That was a foul ball. Valenzuela was taking no chances as it rolled away from Wong, but it's a foul off, so he's got to go back to second. Bateman has struck out and lined out tonight. 24 years of age. And again, the Blue Jays want a nice long look at what he can do out in center field. The defense, from everything I've seen, read, heard, appears to be a given. It is plus out in center. Little bit high. And it's 1-1. McAdoo the home run to give the Blue Jays the lead. Smith erased on the fielder's choice. And Bateman trying to drive in Valenzuela. Did pick up an RBI yesterday in Philadelphia, his first big league RBI. Smokes it, but caught out at short by Sogard. So they get one on the McAdoo homer. Nearly had another. Hit hard by Bateman, but Sogard the play. 1-0 at the end of 5. And that has been worked very hard recently. Is going to pitch multiple innings again. They got a fresh arm here in Simeon Woods Richardson. That is the good news. He may be out there a while. As you can see, 5 of the other 7 pitched yesterday. 2 of them have pitched each of the last 2 days. And even things like Varland needed 32 pitches Saturday. Tyler Rogers 35 Friday. They look at yesterday, the day before, the last week as a whole. How many pitches did you throw getting up in the bullpen? How many times were you up and down? However you slice it, because of the Savage injury, no off day, and all of the extra innings games, they have just been worked very hard. That is assistant athletic trainer Drew McDonald talking now to John Schneider. If you missed it, again, Hazel reporting about a half inning ago, Jamison Tyone left the game after 4 innings with right forearm, I believe tightness was the word, I think. Here's Wilson Contreras, discomfort, my mistake, right forearm discomfort, thank you. So second inning of work here for Woods Richardson.
And when Schneider was asked about Simeon Woods Richardson today about coming in after Tyone for multiple innings, he said, oh yeah, 5 if we need, whatever his comment was, it was like, oh yeah, he is good and ready to go. So this is why they make those moves. Of course, Estrada 3 days in a row, he's the first Blue Jays pitcher that did that this year. So That's not something we see very often.
And unfortunately for him, it got him a ticket to AAA because they need a fresh arm. 4-pitch walk here to Contreras to open up the 6th.
And all appearances are not created equally. You think of like a Mason Fluharty, he might come in, he might have a 6-pitch inning. A couple days later, he might have a quick 11-pitch inning. But it's still getting up in the bullpen. You're getting loose, you're getting hot. Getting hot means you're firing some baseballs 100% to enter a ball game. So when you do that, even though you throw 6 pitches in the game, it's still a workload.
And you might, and I think this happens to Fluharty sometimes.
Yes.
You might get up 2 or 3 times before you come in, or you might get up 2 or 3 times and not come in. Right. Spencer Miles has pitched 3 of the last 4 days. Fluharty has been leading the majors in appearances all season long. If ever there was a season to prove the statement you can never have enough pitching, this year has been it for the Toronto Blue Jays. They have used 33 pitchers this year. Counting Tyler Heineman and Miles Straw as position players.
Sure.
33 actual pitchers have pitched for this team this year.
And in saying that, it's quite remarkable how they have done. I mean, they're still in the top half of Major League Baseball overall. Rotations right in the middle of the pack. Bullpen's top 10.
Two balls and a strike on Masataka Yoshida, who walked his last time up, also grounded out. Both of those plate appearances against Jameson Taillon. Curveball there, 2-2. In the air to right field, and over is Lucas. And the way it works, and this is a very not the detailed version, we certainly don't see all of it, but Pete Walker will consult with the medical staff and the pitchers themselves. All the pitchers go out to throw before the game, the relievers I'm talking about, and then Pete Walker will give a card to John Schneider. They'll have a chat, obviously, but there will be a card for Schneider. Some guys, it's red, yellow, green, the implication obvious. Green, good to go. Red, you're not pitching at all. And yellow, we'd rather not use you, but and over the last few days, a whole lot of yellows had to be pushed into the games. And like, we don't know tonight if Rogers is good to go, if Varland is good to go. Sometimes it's obvious when you are, and sometimes it's obvious when you're not. Sometimes you're a yellow, close to a red, but you play 11, 11, and 12 innings 3 days in a row or whatever it was, and you got to push some guys beyond where you want to.
And remember, you can only have 13 pitchers on your staff. And when they made that rule change, I think it was regarding the offense, trying to bring a little bit of offense back in baseball, because teams were shuttling guys up and down, back and forth. And this is not the only team that's battling this.
No.
A lot of bullpens across Major League Baseball are going through stretches or go through stretches throughout the course of the season.
Shallow left field. Sanchez in to make the play. Well, the Red Sox, and remember, this has been the hottest team in baseball for 6 weeks. They had a bullpen day yesterday because they're in a fairly long stretch without an off day as well, and they just wanted to give their starters an extra day of rest. So they used an opener, and then Brian Bayo, who's in their bullpen, not in the rotation anymore, went 4 innings, and they just wanted to give some guys an extra day. Every team is feeling it to a certain extent.
Chad Tracy talked about Sonny Gray, and he's a veteran that's been around a long time. And when he came up, you pitched every 5th day, and he likes to stay on that routine. But it's very different for some of the young pitchers like Peyton Tolley and Jake Bennett. He likes to maybe give them that extra day. They're monitoring their innings. But yeah, Sonny Gray is in a category by himself.
And he requested that he not be pushed back, so they moved him ahead of tomorrow's starter, Patrick Sandoval. Had they stayed in the same order, Sandoval would have pitched tonight, but Gray said, I want to go on 4 days rest. Sandoval's coming off Tommy John surgery last year, so they're being careful with his innings. So, but every team is facing it in one way or another.
And it seems like you run into the problems when you want to say that you have a nobody pitches 3 straight days rule, but generally I'm sure a lot of teams across baseball are doing that. But then if you also have a lot of guys that only throw 1 inning, so now you've got 1 inning, you're using a bunch of guys. If you get a busy stretch there, you're going to have a bunch of guys that will do that, pitch back-to-back days, then they're down. So you either need a few more guys maybe to give you the multiple innings or break your rule.
2-0 the count on Jarren Duran, who was 0 for 2. Swing and a miss at a curve and a good one. 2-1. That pitch must look so good halfway to the plate and so bad by the time you swing at it.
Well, we have seen Jarren Duran struggle with breaking balls, and I think that's why we saw that one right there. I don't doubt we see another one. Good spin from Woods Richardson.
Tried it again, and this time gets a called strike with it. 2-2.
Part of that can be your eye as a hitter, just not picking up that spin, not identifying as well as other hitters. And then the other thing is your swing mechanics aren't conducive to squaring up a pitch like that.
Another big crowd. It looks like 40,000 plus again here tonight, urging on Simeon Woods Richardson. Contreras at first, 2 down. And the 2-2 pitch. Bounced in, blocked by Valenzuela. It's now full. You can see Guerrero now is going to leave the bag, not holding the runner. He's going to try to give himself more range, make sure nothing gets by him down the right field line. That'll give Contreras a healthier lead at first, and he'll be on the move on the pitch. 3-2. Got him. A big out for Simeon Woods Richardson, getting Jarren Duran. A couple of scoreless innings for him out of the bullpen tonight. 1-0 Blue Jays going bottom 6.
The best seats and the best savings can now be yours. Get 40% off versus single game tickets with a 2027 season ticket membership. It means more value, more memories, and a seat that is always waiting for you. Visit BlueJays.com/season tickets to learn more. Dan?
Thank you, Maria. It's 1-0 Blue Jays, bottom of the 6th inning. The first game of 4 between the Blue Jays and the Red Sox. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. to lead it off. Fly ball, center field, playable. And the catch made by Rafaela, so Guerrero now 1 for 3. Gray through 5 1/3 now has given up a run on 4 hits. The only run of the ball game coming on a home run off the bat of Charles McAdoo, just recalled today. He'll face George Springer now for the 3rd time. Springer's 0 for 2. Springer kind of straightened up as that pitch was coming in, took it outside, ball 1.
He's having a chuckle about it himself. A lot of these right-handed hitters, it's mostly middle away from Sonny Gray. So they're going to have to make sure they're looking out there if they get to him at all.
Right on the corner, 1-1. A bit generous there. Looked like it might have been off the outside corner a bit. Springer, as we've talked about on occasion, not a big challenge guy this year. Takes it low, ball 2.
Thought I remember Sonny coming in more with sinkers to the righties and using the sweeper away, but for the most part everything out there.
Could it be seeing the same team for the 3rd time this year?
And he's trying to change it up because they did touch him up the last time.
The middle, that's a base hit for Springer.
Bring the colors of the ballpark to your home with Beauty Tone Paint's Toronto Blue Jays collection. Only at Home Hardware and Building Centers.
So it's 1-0 Blue Jays, and they are trying to add on, give themselves a little bit more of a cushion here in the bottom of the 6th. Springer is at first with 1 out. Springer's got 8 stolen bases on the season, as Jesus Sanchez goes after the first pitch and lifts a fly ball to shallow left, or out number 2. Do you think, especially now with 2 outs, is there a chance that Springer is in motion here? Connor Wong has not had a good time throwing out runners on the season.
No, he hasn't, and Sonny Gray is kind of back and forth in his career in terms of controlling the running game. Not great again this year. I mean, you could take a shot, but you almost want to give Jimenez that hole over there.
Jimenez 0 for 2 tonight on a ground out and a strikeout.
Oh, he's thinking about it.
He is thinking about it. He's either thinking about it or doing a very good job making everybody think that he's thinking about it.
He was trying to time him up, shuffling his feet. And if your timing is right, you go ahead and take off. But George shut it down, not quite getting that timing exact.
Two 2-0. Gray looking over his left shoulder in Springer's direction. There he goes. It's taken for a strike, to throw down, and they got him out at second, but Springer says not so fast. Did Sogard get the tag down on Springer? The ball certainly beat him there, but did Springer manage to get around it?
The ball beat him there, but the catch was way in front of the bag.
And the Blue Jays are going to challenge. So here comes Chris Guccione, the crew chief, in from third.
See Sogard come way out in front of the bag, and George's slide is way back. I don't see a tag, and George is right.
You could see him kind of just lean to his right a little bit. It doesn't look like he got him, but it's the old clear and convincing thing. The call on the field is out. Did he just brush the jersey on the way by? I don't think he
doesn't
did.
look like it. No.
It doesn't look. Dude, might see it best here.
Great slide to the way he goes to the back corner of the base. Make that infielder go as far as he can. Make him go as far as he can to get to that tag, but I don't think I see any contact.
Yeah, the crowd feels the same way. And this is where Springer's saying, come on, Nick, you know you didn't get me. Like, just own up to it here.
Just
like,
tell them.
Stop wasting everybody's time. It's got to be there, and it doesn't look like he got him.
No, he whiffed.
Yeah.
After review, the call on the field is overturned. The runner is safe.
There you go. Number 9 on the season for Springer, and he's put himself in scoring position with 2 down.
Well, you suggested maybe he try stealing, Dan. You were right. Now let Mr. Clutch go to work here.
Are you suggesting I suggest that Andres Jimenez get a base hit?
It's that time. Whatever chair everybody's sitting in, stay in that chair.
The 2-1 offering, and back to the breaking ball to get him to swing over the top of it. 2-2. Remember, he started him with breaking ball last time, and then froze him with that 2-seamer. This Gray would strike me as one of the least likely guys in all of baseball where you can, quote, sit on a pitch, because you just never know.
You don't know. If you want to sit on one of those breakers, he may run that sinker inside. If you want to sit on the fastball, he'll go off speed and spin it maybe back door.
Full count. Line drive, base hit. Springer getting the wave. Abreu's got a great arm. arm, but it's dropped at the plate, and Springer scores. Jimenez does it again, and it's 2-0.
Same seats. An excellent arm and an excellent right fielder, Wilyer Abreu, but Carlos Febles said, you're going to have to throw him out. George, you're getting the wave home, and George knew it. Ball's hit hard. Abreu comes hard, makes a great throw. He's going to be out if Wong hangs onto the baseball, and he goes a little bit too quickly.
Abreu known for his ability to throw out runners, a two-time Gold Glover. They probably get him if Wong comes up with the ball. It looked like that tag would have been in time. So Springer needed a very good slide at second and good speed to score. Remember, he does not like the term DH. He prefers the OP, the offensive performer, because base running is a part of the deal, and he showed that there. He's going to need a moment. So it's 2-0. Here's Charles McAdoo, who homered in his last at bat.
And Jimenez got another curveball from Sonny Gray, but it hung right out in the middle of the plate, and he hit it hard into right.
And Jimenez, by the way, took second on the throw to the plate, so he's in scoring position, and now the count is in McAdoo's favor, 2-0. You know what? Not the worst take right there. You could see he thought about it. And maybe he thought it would be a ball, maybe not, but that's a pitcher's pitch, and still 2-1 here. You probably can't do anything with that pitch except roll over on it.
Yeah, it's a pretty good location.
Yep.
Again from Sonny.
3-1. Gray up over 90 pitches right now. Trying to turn on that one, 3-2. That's the one he wanted, the sinker middle in.
It's a tough pitch. He just has to throw that pitch once in a while to keep these righties honest. Haven't seen him doing it a ton tonight.
Giovanni Moran and Seth Martinez. Count remains full on McAdoo. There goes Jimenez. It's ball 4. Jimenez stealing third with 2 outs and a full count on the batter.
Awkward time to do it, but I think that's one of those situations. He's been out there so long, and he knows that Sonny's not really paying attention. So if he can take the free 90 feet, he'll do it. That with the bases on ball there from McAdoo, and they've got runners on the corners.
It's kind of a gimme, but you wonder if it distracts the hitter. Right,
that's always the question.
So, first and third. It didn't distract McAdoo. Took ball 4. Here's Josh Smith. He had a base hit his last time up, 1 for 2 on the night. There is no activity, by the way, in the Blue Jays bullpen, so Simeon Woods Richardson is going to come out for the 7th. They're playing Smith the same way they did last time on the infield, which is the shortstop Sogard up the middle. The third baseman Durbin has to stay pretty close to the bag. He got a runner there, and Smith hit a ball right between them. Basically 2 straightaway short if they were playing straight away, but it went for a base hit his last time on. Down and back, 1-2.
Wong, the catcher, will go out and put the signs on now, and this is going to be to control the running game, so they may not be throwing now if the runners take off.
Simeon Woods Richardson staying loose in that dugout. 2 scoreless innings so far, coming back out for the 7th. Wong sliding way inside here. Runner goes from first. It's inside, ball 2. And McAdoo will take second without
Ball on
the
the
throw.
field is the ball. The catcher is challenged.
But the catcher Wong is challenging, and he's right again.
Pitch is a strike for strike 3.
So that's strike 3. That'll end the inning. But the Blue Jays do get one more run, and it's Andres Jimenez again, his 7th RBI in the last 4 games. Cashing in, George Springer racing home from second.
The outfield district is the place to be for your next summer hangout. From the Corona rooftop patio to Park Social, grab some friends and enjoy the game in all the most popular general admission spaces. Secure your tickets at bluejays.com/outfield district. Dan?
Thank you, Maria. 42,511 are enjoying the game here tonight. And they're now looking at Miles Straw, who is in there as a defensive substitution. He's in for Jesus Sanchez in left, as the Blue Jays take a 2-0 lead to the top of the 7th. Number 8 hitter Anthony Siegler leading it off against Simeon Woods Richardson. Grounded up the middle, and that'll get through for a leadoff single here, top 7. And some activity now in the bullpen. Mason Fluharty has just gotten up.
Catcher number 12, Connor Wong.
Feels like that's a Wilyer Abreu thing, so that is still a few batters away. And you can see he's not even on the bullpen mound yet. Here's Connor Wong. A couple of strikeouts tonight. And a called strike on the curveball, 0-1. Up the first baseline foul, 0-2. Love to get this guy with the top of the order coming up after this. The real danger is in the 2, 3, 4 spots in the Red Sox lineup. This is line to left field. Straw's got to play it on a bounce. Looked like he tried to decoy the runner a little bit, but that ball was just hit too hard and got down too fast. And it's first and second, nobody out.
Yeah, I thought maybe initially he may have lost it for a split second, but I think you're right, Dan. He was just trying to decoy that runner at first right here, knowing he wasn't going to come in and make the catch.
So the Red Sox threatening, and here comes Pete Walker. And everybody's going to get in on this discussion. It's the top of the order. Nick Sogard is the batter. But Sogard is really more like a bottom of the order hitter, just happens to be hitting at the top of the order. They could put a bunt on here. They could try some different things. Again, the danger lies in the 2, 3, 4 spots right after Sogard. Rafaela, Abreu, and Contreras.
I would think that would be the play here, trying to move runners when you've got those hitters coming up next, regardless of how John Schneider may counter.
And you can see the corners are in for the Blue Jays. not square. And a challenge from Valenzuela.
Call on the field is the ball. The catcher is challenging.
And it's low. And so he is 0 for 2 tonight. And the Blue Jays are out of challenges. And now Sogard is challenging.
Call on the field is a strike. The batter is challenging.
And he is right.
Pitches the ball. The count's 2-0.
The Red Sox are 4 for 4 challenging tonight, and it's 2-0.
Wong has done it 3 times from behind the plate. He's been correct.
Boy, Woods Richardson in a bit of a jam right here. 2 on, nobody out. 2-0 on Sogard. Fluharty getting loose in the bullpen. Abreu a couple of spots away.
McAdoo at third, still angled as if Sogard may bunt, but he hasn't shown it twice. Can't imagine he's doing it 2-0.
Guerrero backed up behind the runner at first. A strike at the knees, 2-1. You wonder if Sogard thought about challenging that one. The way he was kind of bouncing up and down after is almost, he was wrestling with the decision. Boy, do they need a ground ball right at somebody here.
Andres Jimenez is doing everything he can at the second base bag to keep Siegler close. Jockeying back and forth. McAdoo backing off a bit now at third.
What a play by Guerrero. They get one, and that's all. The runner at first, Wong had no idea if that ball was caught or trapped. It was trapped. But what a great play by Guerrero to keep that ball from getting into right field.
Hard hit ball off the bat of Sogard. Vladdy dives, and the runner didn't know if he caught it in the air, so he stops. See Connor Wong right there, but Vladdy gets the lead runner at second base. Just a little short hop.
So it's a fielder's choice. And it is first and third, 1 out, with Woods Richardson likely facing his last batter here in Cedar Rafaela, who's 2 for 3. This is in the air to center field. Bateman setting up, and the runner at first thought there were 2 outs. Throw the ball to first. This is going to be a double play. The runner at first, Sogard, didn't know how many outs there were. He was jogging around the bases. And it's a double play.
As soon as that ball was hit, I was wondering if it was deep enough to score the runner.
They could have tagged up and scored. They could have gotten a run. Both runners thought there were 2 outs. Stunning. And it's still 2-0. Well, one of the stranger things you've ever seen, the umpires are now talking to both managers, and John Schneider does not appear to be happy right now. There were runners at first and third with 1 out, but the center field scoreboard, we will show it momentarily, said 2 outs. Whoever is operating the scoreboard must have thought Guerrero caught the ball and doubled off runner. See the 2 there? 0-0-2. That's 0 balls, 0 strikes, 2 outs as the ball is hit. The scoreboard said 2 outs. Both Boston runners, and then it changes to 1. You can see when the ball's in the air. Both Boston runners thought there were 2 outs. I'm wondering if even Woods Richardson and Valenzuela did as well. It was a very slow developing weird kind of play, and eventually obviously they easily doubled off the runner at first, because he was running. The fact that 3 umpires are talking to John Schneider makes me think, but they can't go back in time
there
on
is
this.
no way you can
No.
go back. You as a base runner, it is your responsibility to know how many outs there are. You do not rely on a manual scoreboard.
Right.
You got to know what's going on the field of play. Check with your base coach. Verify.
But John Schneider's not happy about something.
This is concerning.
Right now. Clearly there was 1 out. The scoreboard clearly said 2 outs. Both Boston runners thought there were 2 outs. Both were running on the play. Chad Tracy was out talking to one of the umpires. That was a very quick conversation. And now DeMarlo Hale has joined John Schneider. And now Chris Guccione, who's the crew chief, is calling in the 4th umpire, William Traynor. I don't know.
They had better not be thinking of pulling them off the field.
I mean, can they go back to New York for a rules interpretation? But clearly the error was it said 2 on the scoreboard.
That's
right.
But
as you say,
no way do you rely on a scoreboard.
No way can you rely on that.
Absolutely. You learn that early in your years in the minor leagues, and it doesn't matter where you're playing, even if it's the major leagues. You need to know.
This is wild, though. This is not. And now John Schneider is calling somebody else out. I don't know who. This is bizarre. I don't know that I've ever seen anything like this. This is Chris Guccione, the crew chief, with DeMarlo Hale right now. The Red Sox defense is on the field. John Schneider went back to talk to somebody. Max Scherzer seems to be talking. He's up near the top steps. And now it's Schneider doing the talking as if he's pleading his case.
And we know how the inning went. It was base hit, 2 on, nobody out. It was the ball off the bat of Sogard that Vladdy short hopped. They got the lead runner at second. The runner was safe at first. First and third, 1 out before the fly ball was hit.
I'm Googling everything I can right now, and I can't find anything. But clearly the way, just visually looking at these conversations, I mean, the umpires haven't pulled the Red Sox defense off the field, but this is the unhappy group right here.
If you see the Red Sox start coming off the field, John Schneider is going to blow a gasket. And rightfully so. If you're a runner on first or third and you do look up at the scoreboard and see it too, the first thing you do is turn to your base coach. Hey, wait, I got 1 out. How many outs you got? You got to be in the game. Unless there's something else at play here.
Right. Which I can't imagine what it is.
Don't.
And now all the umpires are walking over to the Red Sox side of the field, and now it's Chad Tracy doing the gesturing. Wouldn't you love to be able to listen in on this and the last one? Because clearly Schneider and DeMarlo Hale were unhappy with what they were hearing, but now all 4 have gone over, and Chad Tracy appears to be unhappy. I can understand why he's unhappy if the scoreboard was wrong.
Yep.
But
you have to be unhappy with your players for not knowing how many outs there are and relying on a scoreboard. Can't imagine the game's played under protest, do you?
It could be. We're going to have an announcement here from Chris Guccione, I believe. This is for the benefit of everybody in the ballpark and all of you at home.
Okay. So what we have here is we have a time play, meaning when the third out was made at first base with the runner not tagging up. The runner that was on third base also did not tag, but crossed home plate before the third out was made at first base. So that is a time play. We are going to New York to check, do a rules check.
But he said he didn't tag up.
He didn't tag up.
If he didn't tag up, if he left before the ball is caught, he can't score.
No.
Maybe he misspoke. Like, I understand if he tagged up properly.
That's an issue.
Then I understand. But he said he didn't tag up.
Tag up.
Okay, so it's not that they're going back on the field. It's not an overturn.
First and third, one out.
Did the runner on third tag up?
First and third, one out. Center fielder catches the ball. It's 2 outs.
He never tagged up.
He's not tagging. He's not tagging. He's not tagging.
You can't go home.
Not tagging. He's not tagging.
No.
Like it. Okay, so there are 2 outs right now, and when the ball goes to first base, there will be 3 outs. Inning over. I'm not sure what's so difficult here.
No. Again, had he tagged up and come across before the out at first, okay, but you can't do that. You can't score. You can't just go home when the ball is caught out in center field. So they are going back to New York for a rules interpretation. But again, all we can go on is what Guccione said. And he said he didn't tag up. And he's correct in saying that he didn't tag up.
But a rules check.
Unless we're missing something.
I don't think. I think if it's a tag play.
Yes.
If it's a tag play and you tag up from third, but if the last out was a tag play, if we have to tag a runner, you have to score before the tag is made. This is a force, but he didn't tag up from third base. The third out was made.
Right. The ball was caught.
Yeah.
Never seen this combination of circumstances ever before. And it all started because neither runner knew how many outs there were, which one would assume was because of the incorrect number of outs on the scoreboard here, which goes back to the Guerrero play, which obviously somebody thought was caught on the fly, not a trap. But this is a lengthy enough delay that obviously, and I believe there are 2 major league umpires who are back at the replay command center in New York. They're having a long conversation about this. The video is clear, but there's something going on that maybe we're missing, Joe, but they're having a long conversation about this back in New York. There's no discussion, I don't believe, about the Red Sox coming off the field. No. All of their defenders are still on the field. The question is, do they get it right?
Our first concern, that's not a concern anymore.
The question is, do they get a run? And I think Max Scherzer was in on this conversation. When John Schneider looked back to the dugout, it was Scherzer on the top of the stairs, and I think Max was offering his 2 cents.
And you wonder if there is an appeal here, like if they threw that ball to third base, then that runner is out and the inning's over. But the fact that they threw it to first, is there anything the Red Sox can do, even though we know he didn't tag up? So is that runner at third, quote, still alive that he could still call? Is there an appeal play?
Maybe that's it. Again, this is a highly, highly unusual combination of circumstances going on right here.
Very unique play.
Right. And I think Scherzer's telling Sanchez what he thinks, but you're right. Did they need to appeal the play at third? We'll find out here momentarily. And if they're going over to John Schneider, this may not end well for the Blue Jays.
Have you ever heard of a fourth out appeal? I'm finding a fourth out appeal in baseball allows the defensive team to execute a live ball appeal for base running infractions such as missing a base or failing to tag up, even after 3 physical outs are recorded, replacing the third out to nullify a run. It's bizarre.
So they needed to throw the ball at third to appeal whether the runner left early.
After making that third out?
After making the third out. Rules are rules, but he left.
That's a crazy rule.
He left.
Whatever, yeah.
Incredibly early. It looks like the Red Sox might get a run out of this. And now Scherzer and Jimenez are having a conversation about this. And again, maybe they needed to make an appeal at third. The runner did cross the plate before the out was recorded at first. But if you don't appeal whether he left early, even though the video is clear that he never tagged, he left way early. Maybe if you don't appeal, then by rule the run stands. I've never seen this ever.
It's this
in this kind of a play.
No, I have not seen this before.
So the crazy part is what's going to get them the run if they get a run here is that the runner at third didn't know how many outs there were. If he knew how many outs there were,
he would have
tagged up
and scored probably.
And probably would have scored as well.
Look deep enough.
Yeah. So what they needed to do was either throw the ball to third instead of to first, or to appeal at third before they came off the field.
That's the part I don't understand.
Yeah.
Rule-wise, why would you have to appeal on a play when you've already made the third out?
Is it a timing play?
But
the run. We're going around in circles here. This is as confusing, or as unusual as it gets.
Once you leave the field, you lose the chance to appeal if that's what you were supposed to do.
Well, let's see if we hear from Chris Guccione again.
All right, after calling New York, getting it all straightened out, the run is going to score into the inning. 2 runs for Toronto, 1 run for Boston.
It's obviously a rule, but it doesn't make any sense.
First ever for me.
Yeah, doesn't make any sense.
First ever.
Let's go down to Hazel.
Okay, so I called Max Scherzer over and I asked him what was going on. He said their argument is that the home plate umpire waved us off. He didn't give us a chance to appeal. And then Scherzer went on to say, but if the umpire didn't do that and we just ran off the field, the run counts. And I said to Scherzer, have you seen this before? He said, absolutely, I have seen this before. And the fact that the home plate umpire waved us off and didn't give us a chance to appeal, that is our argument.
So that's the Blue Jays' argument, that they weren't given the opportunity to appeal.
Learn something every day.
Yep.
It's just a baffling rule to me because you're basically rewarding a runner for not knowing how many outs there were and making a mistake. Bizarre.
So it is 2-1. The double play stands. The side was retired, but they get a run on the play. I guess if you want to look at it another way, if they knew how many outs there were, which presumably they would have, the Red Sox, I mean, if it said just 1 out on the scoreboard, that fly ball is going to score that runner. The fly ball would have been caught for the second out. The runner at first would still be at first, and the inning would still be going. So You know what I'm saying? If the scoreboard had been right, they're getting a run and they're still up. But I understand, obviously, why the Blue Jays are saying, well, wait a minute. It's their problem that they didn't know how many outs there were.
They're enforcing a Major League Baseball rule that is very perplexing.
Yeah. Ground ball to the right side, and it's booted, and Valenzuela is going to reach.
Go right back and try to get that run back. It's right to the second baseman, but Siegler just cannot find the grip on the baseball.
Giovanni Moran, a lefty, is the new pitcher for the Red Sox. Whoa, way up and in, and caught. And now Valenzuela is going to tag on the play and go to second. Lucas almost was bunting in self-defense. Wong is down injured, and Valenzuela alertly tagged up on that play and went to second.
He may have hit his head on the turf when he dove and caught that ball. An outstanding play by Wong. He had a long way to go past the Blue Jays on deck circle on the third base side, but I think when he caught the baseball, that head may have slammed into the turf. Lucas trying to bail out of the way, but the ball finds his barrel. What a play by Wong, but watch as his helmet goes flying, and I think right there his forehead may have come down. Heads up play by Valenzuela, indeed, tagging up. Good angle right here. Maybe just some whiplash.
Wong back to his feet.
When a ball is hit in foul territory, you go right back to the bag and tag just in case somebody makes a great diving play like that. So Valenzuela did the right thing. Not every base runner would do that. Good job by Brandon advancing the 90 feet.
So Valenzuela's at second, and Chad Tracy wants to check on his catcher to make sure he's okay.
He's feeling his head, but we didn't see his head hit the ground.
So again, just to go back to the play, it is not a force play for the out at first. It is an appeal play. You throw to first, the runner left too early. What the umpires are saying the Blue Jays needed to do is appeal at third, that the runner left too early. What the Blue Jays are saying is they weren't given the opportunity to appeal at third.
By calling them off the field.
By calling that's what Max told Hazel. So just again a very unusual set of circumstances, and we think that's.
But if you think somewhat logically, isn't that a little bit strange? Because center fielder catches the ball, that's the second out. The runner on first is going flying, so you just throw it to first, touch the bag. That should be the third out of the inning.
But the runner had crossed the plate before the third. I know. I'm on your side.
Just bizarre.
It is bizarre. I mean, he never tagged. He was off the base when the ball was hit, and he never even went back to the base. Never mind, he left early. He was never even there. But by the letter of the law, I guess because it is an appeal play, it becomes a timing play, and they didn't / weren't given the opportunity to, depending on your point of view, appeal the play at third base.
So if teams are more aware of this, do you try to pull something off here? Do you have your runner on first game the system? If the runner on first takes off, if it's a shallow fly that you're not going to be able to tag up and score, just have both runners go, and maybe you catch that team, not appeal. That's just bizarre. I don't get it.
2-2, the count on Brett Bateman, who's 0 for 3 tonight, a strikeout and a couple of lineouts. To the left side, Valenzuela's going to get back to the bag, and Bateman's going to beat it out. And there's an example of that speed.
Well, this is good base running all around, because Valenzuela thought of going when this ball was hit to the left side, immediately put on the brakes, and then the speed of Bateman just beat the throw from Sogard. Valenzuela took a couple of steps and said, no, no, no.
Sogard did everything he could. Bateman just beat it. So it's an infield hit, and it's first and second with one out. The batter is Vladimir Guerrero Jr., 1 for 3, an infield hit in the fourth. Takes it low. That's high, and it's 2-0.
Pretty well fastball changeup to right-handed batters from Moran.
Not close. 3-0. George Springer on deck. Right at the top of the zone. The Blue Jays don't have any challenges.
Ouch.
Yeah, that one might have been ball 4.
Sure looked like it.
And it would have been. And this one looks playable in foul territory. And Contreras makes the catch. Guerrero retired, 2 down. So it'll be up to George Springer with 2 on and 2 out. Springer 1 for 3. Singled, stole a base, and scored last inning. Tyler Rogers now up in the bullpen. Jamison Tyone went 4. Left with right forearm discomfort. Simeon Woods Richardson went 3. Valenzuela and Bateman aboard. 0-1 on Springer. Taps it slowly out to second and is retired. The Blue Jays with an opportunity cannot capitalize. 2-1 at the end of 7. And time now for a Blue Jay Central update with Jamie and Madison. Pitching isn't the only thing that needs relief. When dry eyes are in play, look to Sustain Pro, the official dry eye symptom reliever of the Toronto Blue Jays. It is 2-1 Blue Jays going to the top of the 8th inning, and you're looking at Tyler Rogers.
1.7 earned run average in 55 games this year, and you see really controlling right-handed batters, hitting just 196 against him. But he has got the meat of the order here. Wilyer Abreu, the lefty, followed by Contreras, and then Yoshida.
And a miss just outside for ball 1. Ernie Clement. You can see that's Josh Smith. So Smith has moved to third from second. Ernie Clement is now in the game at second. So Charles McAdoo is out of the game. Foul back 1-2. So 3-4-5, as Joe mentioned, heart of the order here for the Red Sox in a one-run game. That's a little low. 2-2. Two runs, 7 hits, no errors for the Blue Jays. 1 run, 5 hits, 1 error for the Red Sox. And this is lifted harmlessly to left field for Miles Straw in the first out. Rogers, like everybody else in the bullpen, has been busy. 13 pitches in yesterday's game. Didn't pitch Saturday. Had a 35-pitch inning on Friday night. Remember that wild inning? He walked a couple. There was a catcher's interference. There was that play at the plate where Kirk got the out because his knee was down on the plate. This is tapped weakly to first, and this is a gift. Wilson Contreras with a soft ground out to Guerrero, 2 down.
They will take it.
And then in the end, people may remember Friday night, the ground ball to second, and Okamoto was playing first and kind of broke to the ball and couldn't get back to the bag and eventually just ducked because the throw was coming, and Rogers got over in time, and it was a bang play at first. Clement fed Rogers for the last out of that wild ball game. 2 down, a ball 1 to Masataka Yoshida. Off the corner, 2-0.
He will try to nail that outside corner with his sinker to left-handed batters. And he just lives on that edge. Fall behind, you have to come and cover more plate.
The 2-1. Middle up and away, ball 3. And a miss inside, ball 4. So a base runner with 2 outs.
Stream every pitch on Canada's best and most reliable 5G Plus network. Visit Rogers.com today to get connected.
Tyler Rogers glancing over to first. Eli White, who they picked up at the deadline, is on to pinch run for Yoshida, representing the tying run.
And he can fly.
Here in the 8th inning.
He can fly, so get her ready.
The batter Caleb Durbin. Healthy lead for White, being held by Guerrero. Little twitch. A long hold.
Clock still at 9.
Yeah. He's not going, and he's in with a strike. How about Tyler Rogers freezing the runner for about 10 seconds there?
That is how you freeze the runner. Eli White is over there flinching time after time. Big lead.
There he goes. Valenzuela's throw down off the glove of Clement. A stolen base for White.
Well, Eli White is basically coming into ball games late to play defense in the outfield and to run the bases. And he is now representing the tying run in scoring position.
The count 1-1 on Durbin, who's 0 for 3. Up and away. Swings through it. Foul tip into the mid of Valenzuela. 2-2. a step off by Rogers. Now the pitch. Hot foul.
Eli White was just acquired very quietly at the deadline, and that's when you have postseason aspirations. It's kind of like what we were talking about Miles Straw.
Yeah.
The team could use something like that.
Well, you could see Durbin is just, he's feeling for the baseball right now and has fouled off the last two. Strikeout for Tyler Rogers. Got him to chase down and away, and he strikes out Durbin to strand that runner out at second. The Blue Jays still lead by 1.
We are less than a week away from crowning the next Jays Care 50-50 jackpot winner. The prize is currently just at almost $620,000, just shy of that, and is projected to exceed $1.5 million by Sunday's draw. Visit BlueJays.com/5050 from participating provinces for your chance to win it all. Dan?
Thank you, Maria. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning, opening game of this 4-game series. Every game so important to the Blue Jays. They are not out of it, but obviously the odds are against them. 3.5 back of the final wild card spot, and they've got to overtake a whole bunch of teams to get there. But all you can do is play the game in front of you, and they are up 2-1 on a good baseball team right now in the Red Sox, going to the bottom of the 8th inning. Moran back on the mound, his second inning, and it'll be Miles Straw to lead it off. Straw, Jimenez, and Clement, the scheduled hitters. Straw and Clement both coming into the game defensively. Pulled left side. Durbin ranges, makes the play. And it'll be Louis Varland getting set to work the ninth. Varland last pitched on Saturday and threw 32 pitches. But as everybody knows, 6 outs, As everybody knows, Louis wants the baseball. He will never say no.
And we want Louis to have the baseball.
Good things usually happen when Louis Varland has a baseball. Here's Andres Jimenez. And Tyler Rogers just navigated his way through the best hitters that the Red Sox have. 7, 8, 9 coming up against Varland. Swing and a miss, 1-2. Jimenez with an RBI single his last time up, and that run only looks bigger after the Red Sox got that run in the top of the 7th. The McAdoo home run, the other run for the Blue Jays tonight. One, 2 again, and it's off the corner. 2-2. Keep in mind, close game. You always got to think about these things near the end. The Blue Jays do not have any challenges. The Red Sox still have both of theirs. Swing and a miss. He got him. 2 down. So now Ernie Clement will bat for the first time. And the crowd reacts as they always do when Ernie Clement gets announced into a game. Just came on defensively last half inning at second base. A little bit low. And way out in front of it, he's popped it up. Foul territory. It's playable, and Durbin's got it. So the Blue Jays go in order, and that means this ball game is going to the ninth. It's a one-run game, and Louis Varland is on his way in. Back with you tomorrow night for the second game of this series, and Cy Young Award candidate Dylan Cease will be on the mound. His ERA's down to 2.28 on the season. Blue Jays Central gets it all started at 6:30 Eastern Time. Lefty Patrick Sandoval on the mound for the Red Sox. It is 2-1 Blue Jays going to the top of the ninth inning. And Louis Varland is on looking for a save here. And he's got 24 in 25 opportunities. The lone blemish was the game in Chicago last week on the road trip. The Alex Bregman home run that tied it with 2 outs and 2 strikes in the bottom of the ninth inning. Here's Jarren Duran.
'55th game of the season for Varland. Looking to kick this homestand off on the right foot. 3 outs away.
Last mention of that strangeness earlier, I promise. We found it. Rule 509C4.
Enlighten me, please.
They have to appeal before they leave the field to say there was a violation. If they don't appeal before the defense leaves the field, this is lined into right center. This is trouble. This is all the way to the wall. Duran can fly. He may be thinking 3. He will stop at second with a leadoff double. The tying run is in scoring position with nobody out here in the ninth inning.
Well, they've been very successful with breaking pitches against Duran, but Louis leaves this one in the zone at the bottom of the plate, and he's all over it, lining it into right center.
And these Red Sox have been the find-a-way team. They have been down in games. They've come back. Siegler shows bunt, and he gets it down. Varland will make the play to Guerrero, but the sacrifice moves Duran. The tying run to third with 1 out.
They had the regular bunt defense on, which means the shortstop's not coming over to third as he would on the wheel play. So Josh Smith comes in to field that. Louis' only play when he fields that ball is to first base. And the important thing on these plays, always get an out. That's what they did. Now they'll have to use Louis Varland's swing and miss ability.
And a pinch hitter is coming up for the Red Sox. It's Andrew Monasterio to bat for Connor Wong. Infield in, obviously, for the Blue Jays. 1-run game, 1 out, 9th inning, and he ran a fastball in on him, and it's fouled off. 0-1.
Trying to keep him tied up with that fastball in.
Fastball that got a lot of the plate, and it's 0-2.
It's up to Brandon Valenzuela now, blocking everything, because there's a good chance at some point here he's going to throw that breaker in the dirt.
Duran at third has great speed. Up high, staying with a fastball, 1-2. Smith, Jimenez, Clement, and Guerrero all on high alert on the infield. The 1-2 pitch. Got him. Now Valenzuela's got to be careful. He looks the runner back. He makes the play. 2 down.
There it is. You elevate the fastball to set it up. Go right back down in the dirt. Curveball in the dirt. Excellent block by Valenzuela. Perfectly executed on both ends.
You see good poise, calm by Valenzuela there, making sure Duran was getting back to the bag. So there are 2 outs, and the batter is Nick Sogard. In the dirt, ball 1. That changeup has become a big pitch against lefties for Varland, but it can be in the dirt. Valenzuela's got to keep it in front of him. Fastball drilled in. It's a ball and a strike. $42,511 here at Rogers Center. The 1-1, and it's lined foul. 1-2. Boy, he turned on a 100.5-mile-an-hour fastball.
He turned it around, and to do that, you have to be sitting fastball, gearing up for it. He was geared up for it. Let's see what Louis does now. You got to slow him down.
Varland sets. Bounces in a breaking ball. It's 2-2.
All kinds of confidence in his catcher. That's a great spot by Varland. That's where you have to be. You're trying to get the chase in that count. See that grip where he really digs into that seam. That's a textbook block by Valenzuela.
Duran edging down the line. The 2-2 is fouled off. He's got 3 options, really. He's got the 100-mile-an-hour fastball. He's got the curveball in the dirt, and then he's got the changeup that he just threw there.
Didn't you know we were going to see a changeup? But you still have in your head that he was ahead of your 100. Makes you want to stay slow.
Again, the 2-2 bounced in, and it's full.
That was a very hard changeup. I think Louis was throwing a changeup, but he was trying to let it go. It's still just off his fastball. It's 95 miles an hour.
That's a changeup that's faster than most guys' fastballs.
Unbelievable.
Rafaela is on deck. Varland trying to finish it right here. The 3-2 grounded to first. Guerrero's got it, and the Blue Jays will win it. Save number 25 on the season for Louis Varland. And the Blue Jays take the opening game of this series by a score of 2-1.
This team continues to rebound. They did it all week on the road. Tough week away from the Rogers Center, and oh, are they ever happy to be back. Well pitched game. An unfortunate injury to Jamison Tyone has to leave this game, but the bullpen seals things, and they just score enough.
And they win the opening game of the series, and they've got Dylan Cease going tomorrow night. Again, the final. The Blue Jays 2. The Red Sox 1. The big home run from Charles McAdoo as well. Time now for Sportsnet Central, presented by KFC with Ken and Ivanka.